Okay, so I want to record the meeting. That's what I just did, so that everybody can follow along and we can have opportunity to fall back to something if we have to. So, so in this project management fundamentals, I will help you to understand basic things about project management, and I will help you feel like a project manager yourself. I will help you to vision what it looks like to be a project manager. So, let's go in sequence. When I say in sequence now, I mean we are going to go little by little. Okay. So give me a minute, please. I need to check what is wrong. Okay. Um. Okay, yeah, let's start from here. Please, I want to know if everybody can see my screen. You can just acknowledge by a thumbs up or you drop a message in the chat. Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, let's get started with project management. So, my name is Adetunji Ogunyemi. You're going to have my full story as we go ahead. You understand me? So, this first screen is basically to see the topic. Okay, somebody is raising their hand. If you're raising your hand, maybe you have question as we're explaining, you can drop the question in the chat. So what does that mean? It means on this chat, you are not sending any other message except if this is a question. So at the end of the presentation of all the slides, I can go back to the chat and check each question one by one. So maybe we are doing an explanation, maybe I'm explaining something and a question pops up in your mind. Make sure you drop that message instantly so that you don't forget. I love to answer your question. I love a mind that is curious. I love when I'm being bombarded with questions. So, you are looking at this. This is Jaylead. It's my personal brand. I am called Jaylead, but yeah, my name is still Adetunji Jacob Amegremi. Jaylead is actually a name that is extracted from my name and my role as a leader, and my name as Jacob. All right, let's proceed. So now, at the end of this session, I want us to have an understanding. I am so much big on not just explaining and saying a lot of things. I don't like to talk much, so that if I say something, if peradventure I have opportunity to say a lot of things, I want to make sure that a lot of things make sense to the people. So at the end of this class, I want you to understand that we have some objective that we are going to use. In fact, what I'm doing now is part of a project management skill. A project manager always know what they want to achieve, so that at the end of the project they can go and check, do we truly achieve these things? So let's assume this class is a project itself. What I'm doing right now, I'm already creating a mindset for you as a project manager. So what we are doing in this class is a project. So at the end of successfully executing this project, we want to check if, number one, do we understand what the project is, and can we recognize project around us? Which means you should be able to understand what the project is, and you should be able to recognize the project around you personally. Give me a minute, please. Give me a minute, please. I need to send link to someone. The person wants to join this meeting. I don't know why people don't check their email anyway. Yeah, give me a minute. Just a minute, please. Um, okay, I'm back. So at the end of this class, which means at the end of our call today, you should be able to see some things. One, understand what project is. You should be able to understand what a project is, and you should be able to recognize project around you. You should be able to explain what project management means in simple terms. When I say simple term now, I'm talking about layman language. In the sense that if you tell a 4-year-old kid this is what project management is, that 4-year-old kid will be able to understand it. I used to tell myself something. I used to tell my friend, I'm a teacher and I can teach anybody anything. I can teach a 4-year-old kid anything. So at the end of this class, You should be able to say what project management is to somebody that is dumb, the dumbest person you know. I'm sorry to use that word. If I mention you know the dumbest person, you should be able to tell the dumbest person that this is what project management means. Number three, you should be able to identify who a project manager is and what they actually do, which means you should be able to identify yourself as a project manager and what you will be doing when you become a full-time project manager. So at the end of this session, you should also be able to understand the key roles that are involved in a project because project don't happen alone. A project manager don't do it doesn't work alone. I don't work alone. Other project managers don't work alone. In the application I get to know that a project manager might be among us right now, which is very good. He or she is not working alone. So number five, you should be able to see what project managers are in why project managers are in high demand. I'm going to show you with proof that the world need project managers. Forget about your LinkedIn job that you are seeing and you're applying and they are not sending you messages. The world truly needs project managers. And I'm going to even tell you how you can target those people that need your abilities. Don't forget, immediately question pops up in your mind, drop it in the chat. I'm not going to open it or attend to it now. I'm going to attend to it after everything. So, number six, you should be able to begin to see yourself as a potential project manager. You see, you cannot become what you've not seen yourself becoming. So, if you are going to be an effective project manager like I am, you have to see yourself becoming that. So, I'm going to help you to achieve these five goals at the end of this class, which means when we are done doing all our presentation, we should be able to go back to these goals and see if you actually achieve all of them. If I'm communicating, I need a thumbs up. Please, I want to know if I'm communicating. Good, good, good. Good. Now it seems people are following me, and I'm happy to know people are following. So let's move to the next slide. So yeah, this is the next slide. There is a problem in the world. For every role that seems like it has higher pay, for every environment where anything whatsoever someone is doing, that person is solving the problem because there is a problem. You understand? And what is the problem? Projects are failing. The projects are failing. Have you ever been in an environment where you are experiencing probably a startup that maybe a startup, in fact, it's common among us, the tech bros. We be among our friends, we be like, I have this startup in my mind, I want to do this, I want to do this. Forget about money. Everybody lie against money, right? Yeah, money is the problem. I don't have funding. When you have funding, what are you able to achieve without your funding? You can't tell me that you've not seen someone that has a startup and that startup failed. So maybe let me follow the slide. Sometimes I don't like to follow slide. I'll just keep speaking. So why project fails and why project managers matter. Have you ever experienced this? A startup that never completed its MVP. Their minimum valuable products. MVP means minimum valuable product. I want to believe that the people that are here are a little bit technical, or if they are not technical, they are a little bit social. So, but then I will not assume. So I will give details to every little word I'm saying. So, um, you've seen startup that even their minimum product, the minimum feature of their product, they are unable to produce it. You've seen an event that was poorly organized and disappointed. Maybe you've gone to an event and you're like, who really organized this event? This wedding, they are just doing anyhow. The musicians are coming late. People are not listening. We don't even see food. They did not send food to our table. So uh, things like that are part of projects, and it can, of course, lead to disappointment. Sorry for if you're hearing background noise. Don't be angry. It will get reduced anytime soon. Um, Maybe an engineering or a construction project that failed. For example, if you are in Kwara State in Ilorin, you will understand that the government are running some projects on the along the government road area, like a skyscraper. I won't really call it a skyscraper, but yeah, of course, in Nigeria, a kind of building like that can be referred to as skyscraper. We can borrow the word. That itself is a project. Although they've tried so much and they are still doing it, but if peradventure that project fails, it's because there is no proper project management on it. I want to believe I'm communicating. A wedding or a ceremony that felt chaotic and stressful. These are failed projects and it means there is a problem. So now, you identifying the problem is that there is a problem of project failing. And project is failing because there is no knowledgeable project manager to handle it. Do you understand? That is why projects are failing. So have an understanding that there is projects in this world and some projects are literally failing. Let me proceed. Okay, now let's check the reason why projects are actually failing. Thank you, Elizabeth. I did not get the first name. Thank you so much. It gives me the confidence that you are listening. So let's identify the reason why projects are actually failing. Let's see. The real reason behind failure is that there is no project manager in charge. The reason behind failure is that there is no project manager in charge. So, which means this already shows you that you are needed as a project manager. So, if a project manager is in charge, what would they do? They will be able to have a clear ownership of the project. If you check number one, I say no clear ownership. It means an all-in-all customer service platform. Oh my God, this is a mistake. There's a mistake here. Oh my God, there's a mistake here. Okay, so let me continue what I mean, what I was supposed to say here. I was supposed to say when we have, oh my God. Okay, so when I say no clear ownership, it means that there is nobody that can claim ownership of that project that can primarily take it. And when I say ownership now, that doesn't refer to the person that owns the project. The person that owns it is the owner, but that's not the person that can take ownership of the execution of the project. So if projects are failing because no one can take ownership of the proper execution. I'll give you an example. Your friend has a project idea. He wants to build a mobile app. In his mobile app, that's his own idea. But who is actually going to be there to sit developers down to make sure that mobile app is built properly with proper features as expected, confirming all success criteria? So when there's no proper ownership, there will be problem. Project will fail. When there is no proper planning, oh my, how did I make this? Oh my, this is a mistake I did not see. Anyway, just follow my explanation. I will update this slide when I'm sending it in the group so that you guys can fall back to it. So proper planning means we want to do a project, we want to do a mobile app as a project. Are we going to plan for it? What do we need to get that mobile app done? Okay, we need a developer, we need a mobile designer, we need a front-end developer, we need a back-end. Once those back-end comes, we need resources, documentation, we need to follow them up, we need Jira board, we need this and this and that. Regardless of whatever we need, it needs to be planned. Then it needs to be coordinated. Coordinated means they move in sequence. You know, there's a common problem around our environment whereby people will say, I gave this person my job and he didn't do it. Well, perhaps there is no proper coordination for that person to do the job. This is not an excuse for the person that refused to do their job anyway. But yeah, there is something wrong, and that's why projects are failing. Then no one is accountable for execution, no accountability. There is no sense of accountability, no sense of responsibility. These are the reasons why projects are failing. So I will update this subtext so that you guys can fall back to it when you are checking, and I'm going to send the details to the group. Let's move on. Okay, so now let's fall back a little bit and let me tell you my story. I want to tell you who I am. If you've not seen me before, this is what I look like. If you've seen me before, it's a privilege, and I'm happy to have you here. Even though I think I can recognize some names, but yeah, I want to believe there are people that have not even seen me before here. So this is me. My name is Adetunji Jacob Ogunyemi. I want to tell you my story, how I started my journey, and how I end up to be a project manager. So I started my journey as a developer. So there's a development phase of my life, there's a project management phase, and there's a public speaking phase. Let me just explain. So I say from learner to leader. Yes, because I take a leading role and I have leading abilities, which is developed by my work and by experience around me. The same thing you are going to develop as a project manager, you are going to be able to develop your leading abilities. So I started my journey as a developer. I was a software developer. I build application around Java, JavaScript, and its framework. JavaScript, all this JavaScript, React.js, Next.js. I was part of those people before too. In fact, I was once a teacher at Malob in Ilorin here. I was teaching people front-end development. I believe some people know. In fact, I saw a name right now in this meeting that that person happens to be one of my students that time. Yeah, that's him. That's in which I see you. Thank you. So he was a student of mine when I was teaching at Malo. So I was a software developer like you. Like some people, yeah, in the application I saw that there are software developers and I sent personalized email to them. So then I learned how products are built and I built product from ground myself. I help with the product of Yativo, of Jamboro. Jamboro is a UK company I was working for when I was a developer. I work for Psych Insight. I work for a couple of companies. I mean, it's on my LinkedIn. I can't really remember everything. Then I transitioned into project management at the point. There was a need for me to lead technical teams. And let me quickly use this opportunity to chip in something. As a project manager, you don't have to be technical. I will give you an example. I'm leading about three teams currently as we speak in two different places. One of them is an engineering based team. They are all engineering team. In sense that the person that is leading the engineering guys, I don't know everything he's telling me. But there are some things that I'm so much concentrated and I'm so much concerned about whatever he wants to tell me. I will tell him, are we on track? Can we get this feature done? If the QA test it, is it going to work? Once those things work, I don't mind the number of jargon you want to tell me. So what am I trying to tell you is that you don't have to be as experienced as the people you are working with. In fact, I have a team that one of the people I'm working with is getting paid than me. But yeah, it's still good. You still have to that person still listen to my instruction. If I say do this, he's going to do it. Because I'm the project manager, I lead by example and they execute the job even though I don't understand their technical jargon. I want to believe I'm communicating. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that you can be a lead and you don't have to understand everything the team is doing, but you have to understand what needs to be done as far as the project is concerned. Okay, so I noticed project failing due to poor coordination and I step in to coordinate. So as a project manager, I plan, I organize, and I lead execution. If you are following the slide, I'm on column two, the second column. So that decision changed my career and it has become who I am today. Now let's go back to the public speaking aspect. I believe I'm still telling you a story, even though I might be digressing a little bit. It's my method of speaking, but I want you to understand the story behind who Adetunji really is. In 2016, I had my first ever public speaking when I faced people, I faced adults. I'm on my man at 30, 50. I face them. I have to teach them something. I'm a teacher by default. So I was able to teach them. That was the first time I had public speaking. Well, the good news is that it wasn't a technical speaking like the one we are having now. So when I had my first time technical speaking was in DevFest 2023. No, go back. No. Yeah, DevFest 2023. That was the first time I had my public speaking in the technical environment. I was invited to DevFest. That's the developer Google Developer Group in Ilorin here. At the time as well, I was also engaged in there was a program called Omega Bees. I was invited. I taught people about atomic habits and the growth of their habits. There was a time, okay, when Unilorin was organizing their first students edition of DevFest, I was a speaker there. I really wish I plan if I plan to actually bring those pictures. I think I forgot, but yeah, I have those pictures. If you have my WhatsApp, you will have seen it on my status before. And if you haven't seen it before and you want to see it, don't worry, you can request for it in the group. I'm going to send you those pictures. So yes, in 2024 in Uni Learning, I was at AWS Symposium, Student Symposium. I also spoke there. There was a Future Flip event at Alikima University. I was there. And in this 2025, the last year we just completed, I was also a speaker at the last day first. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that these are the abilities I've gained and I've grew up to achieve to know how to do that has become part of me as who I am. So this is how I transition into project management. Anyway, that's not the end. Let's proceed. So now I have become a trainer and I have become a mentor. Meanwhile, I'm also a mentee under some people because everybody's growing and I'm also very, very big about growing. I love to teach. It's part of me, trust me. I teach. Teaching has always been my passion. It's very easy for me. I've never been a traditional teacher. I've never taught in any secondary school or anything. But yeah, is my passion and I really love it. So now, but I have a goal now. My goal is to grow others like me and find people like me around the way. And why is that my goal? Because it might sound like something common everybody is saying. It's not something common to me. You see, Look at the people that are up there today. Dangote, Tony Elumelu. Just look at them. They have a circle, and if you trace them, when I did my birthday last Sunday, somebody gave me a book. I don't really want to turn on my camera, but maybe I'll just turn it on to display this book so I can see it. Let me show this. Okay, so I don't. Somebody gave me this book. I want to turn on my camera now. That's if I'm able to turn it on anyway. Let me try. This thing doesn't have my. Oh my god, no, no. This thing doesn't have my camera on. Okay. So, are you seeing me? Thumbs up if you are seeing me. Oh, you're not seeing me. Don't worry. You will see me now. I want you to see a book somebody gave me because I want to say something about that book. Um. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You can see me now. Somebody gave me this book. If you can see me, please give me a thumbs up. Okay. Some people can see me. Some can see me, some cannot. Okay, so somebody gave me this book as a gift when I did my last birthday was last Sunday. Somebody gave me this book as a gift, and this is our third last book, the one that is very very popular. In fact, it's part of the limited collection. When I check it, I saw that it's part of the limited collection. So when I opened it, I see that the first person I'm seeing here is Aliko Dangote. I wish I can really show this very well. Oh my god, it pains me. So the first person here is Aliko Dangote, GCON. Yeah, I saw a lot of people anyway that are very popular, that are very known in their work. I think that's enough for video. Let's go back to what we are trying to explain. Okay, so what am I trying to explain is that these people grew together and they held themselves for the greater future they are trying to achieve. And that is the reason why I'm so big on building a community of people like me or people that are interested to become somebody like me so that we can all grow together and become a better person in the future. So in that book, I observed that everybody at the top, they are not working alone. They are working collaboratively. No one succeeds in isolation. The Yoruba people will say igi kan ò lè dágbó ṣe. If you are not Yoruba here, forgive me, just manage it like that. So that is my plan and that is the future. That is what we are trying to build. All right, I feel like we are going a long way and I'm dragging it. Okay, let's proceed. You've seen now that is who I am. Let's go back to learning what project management is. I think this is where you will need your biro and paper. Let's understand what a project is. A project is a temporary structured effort aimed at creating a unique product, service, or result. As simple as this, it might be like it's big for other people. But now, let's take that first definition out. Let's check the simple terms. A project is a temporary effort. When I say temporary, it means something that is for a particular time. It's not something that it's not something that will continue for the rest of your life. No, a project is something that has a clear beginning and an end. Anything you are doing, for example, this particular class is a project. Maybe you should start seeing it from there. This class is a project. Why? Because it has a clear beginning and an end. The beginning of this class is Saturday 31 of January 7 p.m. The time is going to end is February 14. Wait, that's Valentine's Day, by the way. So, if you have Valentine, you have to tell your girlfriend or boyfriend to allow you to attend class so that you can gain the right knowledge that you need. Let's go back to our work. I digress. So, a project has a specific goal and a purpose. I keep using this class for you to understand. I'm using something that is mostly close to everyone. What is the specific goal we are trying to achieve at the end of this project, this class? Is that you will be educated on what project management means. You understand? And the goal I am trying to achieve, me as the person that is teaching everyone, is to have the fulfillment of yes, I taught this number of people. When I posted the form that people should apply, I said I'm going to only open the form for 10 people. When I was going to check when I went to go and check the response of the form, I saw 35. I was like, yo. So I turned it off at 35 and I sent message to all the 35 because I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, so a project is something that has a specific goal and a purpose. Why are you in this class today? Is that you want to start a career in project management. You want to actually know what it means. That is the goal. So if you achieve the goal after this whole class, that means the project is achieved. I believe what I'm doing now is giving you an understanding of what project really means. So if you've ever planned something with a beginning and an end, you've worked on a project. I just want you to know that. If you've planned your birthday or you plan a friend's birthday, you've worked on a project. Miss Elizabeth, I see that you. I mean, it might not be you, but yeah, I saw somebody raising their hand. You can please drop the question in the comments. I'm going to attend to them all. So if you planned anything whatsoever, if you plan a birthday surprise for your friend, if you plan a birthday surprise for your parents, you've done a project because it has a goal, it has a beginning and an end, and it has a temporary effort, and the aim is to create a unique result. Let's proceed. All right, let's check example of project. If you are building a software system, it is a project. This class itself, I don't even, well, I even added it in the list. This class itself is a project. If you are building an house, you are running a project. So, in fact, I'm using this opportunity to take your mind outside tech environment alone. A project, in fact, the highest paid project manager in Nigeria right now is in the industry of real estate. Maybe I'm going to be telling you details of these things later in the group. Maybe if you have opportunity to talk, yes, we will definitely have opportunity whenever you make the call. Organizing a wedding, all those events planner, they are running a project. They are just called event planner. They are doing the work of the project managers. So, school final year project, you are launching a startup, you are working with if you are a football player, you are a basketball player. Man U Chelsea that you go and watch, Man U Arsenal. It is a project. I'm serious. I'm trying to find more example that can be close to you so I can understand that these things are projects. Okay, let's move on. I think I would like three people at random. You can raise your hand and I'll call you. From the understanding and the explanation of what the project means that I've done, I want you to share one project you have participated in with us. So, who is going first? Who is going first? You can just. Okay, yes, please, Miss Tabitha, please go ahead. Tell us one project, just one. Hmm. Yes, it is a project, and I'm happy that you understood my explanation for you to think about that class activities. That is a project. Yes, I'm saying Abdul, please permit me to Abdul Wadud Adeyinka. Please tell us your number two. Make it snappy. If you are speaking, check your microphone. Okay. That's definitely a project. Yes, that is definitely a project. Thank you, Mr. Abdul. I'm seeing another and I'm seeing two more hands. I'll just take the two more. Please, people should not raise up there. I'm seeing Ajokola Ramat and Messi Ogun Suyi. So let Ajokola go first. I'm sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. And Messi goes after Ajokola. So thank you. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, Messi, please go ahead. This is not Messi. This is Mommy Nats. Mommy Nats, please go ahead. Who actually raised their hand? Please, the person that raised hand should go ahead. I think I miss who the person that missed raised hand. I'm going to wait 1 minute for the person to go ahead. If I do not hear a response, I'll continue. 1 minute is counting. 1 minute is counting. Sounds like the person decided not to talk. I'm sorry, but yeah, we are going to go ahead. I believe the person will talk as time goes on. Yeah, let's proceed. So now we've understood a project. I want to believe that. We've known what a project means. Now, what is now project management? Project management is simply the act of making things happen rightly and timely. Pay attention of act of making things happen. You want to make things happen. Yes, you want to do so. But you want to make things happen rightly and you want to make things happen timely. You don't just want to make things happen. You want to make things happen the way it should happen. And you want to make it happen the right time it should happen. That's the work of a project manager. That is basically what project management is called. Pay attention on the way I'm laying this explanation. I'm not laying it in a big word. I'm intentionally using small, small words so that anybody can understand. I started this class by saying that at the end of this class, you should be able to explain to a 4-year-old what project management means. So, project management is that you want to make things happen rightly and timely. That's how it should be. That's project management. Let's go ahead. So, what project manager do? You as a project manager that understand project management, what will you be doing? What is your primary responsibility? Your primary responsibility is to plan. Plan how to make things happen rightly and timely. Don't forget that what you want to do is to make things happen rightly and timely. So you have to plan how to make things happen rightly and timely. Define what needs to be done from start to finish. Number two is for you to coordinate it. When you know what is to be done, coordinate it to make sure it's done the way it should be done, rightly and timely. Number three is for you to communicate. You see, all this idea of I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, please scrap it. You are not an introvert. You are not an extrovert. Trust me, it's very important. As a project manager, your big role is to communicate. Every single day in my life, every single day, I have more than 3 different meetings on a daily basis. And what I'm doing there is to communicate. Communicate, communicate. I communicate to the clients, to the stakeholders, to the team members, to the developers, to the designer, to the engine. I communicate a lot. I keep team and stakeholders aligned. You can see alignment. Look at it. Keep teams and stakeholders aligned. You are like the judge that want to keep people in the you want to keep them focused on a particular goal so that when they are trying to go out of scope, you keep them back so that they don't go out of scope. Scope and other things are something we're going to discuss in another class. So, as a project manager, you are bound to make sure you deliver value. At the end of the project, let us make sure it has value. Don't forget where we are coming from. A project manager do what? They deliver projects rightly and timely. So you ensure that results meet agreed success criteria. If I come and meet you and I say, I want you to build an application for me or build a house for me, the house should have 2 sitting rooms, 4 bedrooms, a fancy kitchen for my beautiful wife. At the end of building that house, you must be able to tell me, I must be able to achieve that fancy kitchen. Fashola Elizabeth, I see your question. I'm going to attend to it. So let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. So now we've checked what project manager do. We want to check who is actually a project manager. A project manager is you. A project manager is me. But what are there are some things that you can see in the life of someone for you to quickly know that this person is leading something, is a leader or a project manager regardless. So a project manager is like the CEO of the project. Are you CEO because I want you to be able to reflect the act of saying that this is our oga or this is our CEO. So the word oga doesn't mean a project manager is an oga over the whole team. No. But indirectly, a project manager is the guide, is the captain. Yes, captain is the right word. If you're in a ship, there is someone that drives the ship and make the ship move forward. That is the captain. The project manager is the captain. The project manager is the captain, is the sailor. So, daily responsibility of a project manager, what PM do every day, they plan the work, they organize the resources. The resources that is needed for this class, I organized it. They monitor execution. making sure that things are done rightly and timely. They're making sure that these things are done the way it should be done. Okay, I said I want a kitchen that is very fine, that is big, because probably I have a wife that loves a big kitchen. She likes to cook and she wants a very fancy kitchen. My project manager that is going to handle that project of house will make sure that when the bricklayer and the structural engineers are putting blocks together, they make sure they allocate a very big space for that kitchen because that's the primary agenda of that kitchen. So what they are doing at that particular time is making sure that they monitor execution. They remove blockers. Good. This is the part that people don't like to hear. As a project manager, the problem of the team is directly on my neck. So if a team is facing a problem that is significant, I am the one to find a solution to it. So you as an aspiring project manager, believe that you are going to be the one to find solution to most of the problem of your team, regardless of whatever the problem is. So you are meant to remove blockers. Blockers are things that stop a team member from working or things that delays them. You are meant to always remove it so that they can easily work, they can easily flow. For example, I have once been in a project whereby I was working remotely. This one I want to say it doesn't really apply to everybody, but yeah, there was a time I was working for Psych Insight and light and network were very bad at my area. I think I was staying at airport that time. So I told the person in charge of the project, there is an issue. They said the person called me second day to go to any MTN office around my place, find out how much they are selling a router. He sent me the money to buy a router, and he paid for a few days for my workspace so that I can have stable power and be able to handle the rest. When it was time for him to make payment for that particular project, he emphasized on the fact that I get a personal generator or something. So what am I trying to say is that he observed that this thing is a major blocker for me and he was able to solve it. Now, let's do a simple disclaimer. I'm not saying that your company can call you and send you money to go and buy whatever you need for you to be able to work, but perhaps they might provide anything else. These days, we're having companies that are providing offices so that you can work hybrid, but most of us, we don't really like hybrid work. Let's go back to the assignment. So, a project manager is also responsible for putting the team back to alignment. You align the team and you report the progress. When Miss Tabitha or there was a lady talking the other time that emphasized the fact that they make report on the project that they did. That is the work of a project manager. You make report on every little progress. Okay, we've done the foundation, we've laid the block, we've done the electricity, and now we want to do probably want to do the plastering or we want to do the painting. That is to keep the client informed, keep the stakeholders informed because they are interested. Let's proceed. So now understand that you are the real CEO of the project. You are the captain. You are the flag bearer. The flag bearer of our country, Nigeria, is President Tinubu. So Tinubu is the one responsible for the progress of Nigeria. You, as a project manager, is the one responsible for the project you are managing. Let's proceed. So now, what PMs are not. When you say a project manager, we need to be very specific on what you should not be as a project manager. You should not be a boss. No. Don't be the one that directly instruct people or that command them. We are not boss. As you're looking at me, I am not boss over the team I lead. No, 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 I am not boss. I am not the person that knows it all. I was telling you a story the other time how there is someone in my team that is very, very experienced in that particular work, and yet I'm still the person that is leading the project. I don't have to know everything. In fact, I think that's the beautiful thing in project management. I can lead any project now without knowing the in total of everything that needs to be done in that project. I want to believe I'm communicating. So you as a project manager, don't have the misconception that you are the boss. No. Don't tell every of your team to be standing up and raise up their hand because they came late to meeting. No, don't do that. Don't do that. And you don't have to be technical. You don't have to be experts. You don't have to be like that. All you have to do is to lead the people, not control them. Let's emphasize this. Again, I want to emphasize to you that as a project manager, you don't control the people you lead. You don't control the project, the people in the project you manage. You only lead them, you guide them. You guide them towards the goal they want to achieve. If you look at this image, This image looks like an environment whereby someone is complaining, is trying to tell them to do something. I'm not saying you can't complain if something is not done right, but you don't have to be bossy. You don't have to be the you don't have to be wicked. Don't be wicked. If you are a little bit political, you understand what I mean here. So don't be like that. Don't be bossy over the people you lead. You are a project manager. You keep people aligned. You keep the project on track. You don't command the people. No, no, no. You don't do that. Don't do that. Please have this understanding. Let's move on. Good. So what are the key traits of a project manager? The traits of a project manager. A project manager is a leader. You have to know how to lead. Lead by example, lead by giving people the right direction towards the project. You have to be a communicator, know how to communicate. Communication is one of the key traits, and you have to know how to solve problem. As I am right now, I might not know a lot of things about technical things or about building house, but if that problem comes, I can figure out what to put together to find the solution to that problem. Because what I do every day is to solve problem for my team. As a project manager, you have to understand that it is your role to solve problem for your team, even though you might not know about the problem. I'm telling you. But yet, it is a leadership spirit of carrying the flag of making sure things get fixed. And I'll give you a very clear example. Most of the time, when my team member come to me and be like, Adetunji, we have a blocker, we have a problem in this project, our software is not working, this and this and this. At the end of the day, the same people that are reporting the problem to me are the same people I'm going to come put together and say, okay, what are your suggestions? What do you think we can do to find a solution to this problem? At that particular time, I'm the one putting out, let's find a solution to it. They are the ones saying the suggestion of that particular solution. That is collaborative work. As a project manager, you should be able to work collaboratively with your team. So the reason why it looks like I'm not saying that download this app, go to this website is because project management is mindset. Is not is not about the number of tools you know. Is the mindset you carry and the approach of that particular project. The approach you carry into an organization is your key role, is your key achievement as a project manager, not the Jira, not the Asana, no, 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 not the ClickUp, not the Notion. What is the mindset? What is the leadership mindset? What is the executional mindset that you have? That is the key ability in project management. So I want you to start to see yourself as a leader, see yourself as a solution provider, see yourself as someone people can rely on. In my team right now, the stakeholders will come and meet me. Adetunji, we want to release this feature this particular time. We want to rely on you that you should put your team together to get it done. They know that Adetunji will find a solution to it. This when they, stakeholders are the one giving me this kind of instruction now. You can see me wake up the second day and the team member will still come to me and be like, Adetunji, this project that we are working on, there's a problem here. Our software is not working. We've exhausted our credit. This and that. We'll be like, okay, no problem. That means they are relying on me. They trust me. Yes, let me use that word. They don't have trust issues with me. They know that when they go to Adetunji, the problem will be fixed or the problem will have a proposed solution. So you should start seeing yourself like that person. Create this mindset of a solution provider. So this image you are looking at is, of course, is an AI generated images. I did it with my own character. But what is there is actually communicating, team sitting down, and the project manager explaining something to them on something we call Kanban board. Kanban board is one of the project management tool that we use in project management. I'm going to explain it in future classes. Kanban board is just one of our framework. In fact, it's not a methodology, it's a framework under another methodology. Don't worry, it might sound like big language, but trust me, I will break it down when the time is right. And if you have questions, show me your question. I'm going to answer. Let's proceed. Now, we've been talking about you being a project manager, your mindset, your leadership spirit. But I want you to understand that you're not going to be working alone. You are going to be like Liverpool that never works alone. So you're not going to be working alone. There are other important roles of people that work with you that you have to acknowledge them. You have to recognize them. In every organization you will see it. Even if you are collecting gig and you are not working for organization, you are going to have these people around you. So what are the key rules? I say no project is one man show. Success requires teamwork. All roles work collaboratively towards a shared goal. So the first role is the project manager, which is you. You can see here, that is you. You are the one that leads the project. You coordinate the project. Then after that, we have project sponsors. We call them project sponsors. Project sponsors are the ones that are paying for everything happening in the project. Okay, we need this, we need this. Let me take the building of a house as an example. The person that is paying for the sand, the block, the concrete, everything needed, the pipe, the wires, the cables, is the sponsor. They might be like the project owner. Yes, that might be like a borrowed word we can use for it. But professionally, we call them sponsors. So they are the project sponsors. They fund the project and they provide high level of direction. When we say high level of direction, it simply means that they are the one that knows what they want to achieve. I was making an example the other time that okay, I want a house and a big kitchen for my wife. In that way, I am a project sponsor of that particular house. Maybe I'm telling the project manager to make sure I have a big kitchen at the end of the day. Because I'm the one that can provide the highest level of direction. Let the kitchen be as big as this. You understand? That's his project sponsor. Now, I want you to pay attention here because I'm going to ask this question after this class. There are people we call stakeholders. Please pay attention because in your mind you might be thinking stakeholders are like project sponsors as well. No, a sponsor might be part of the stakeholders, but there is something called stakeholders as a single body. Now pay attention. Stakeholders are people that are interested in your work positively or negatively. I will iterate again. Stakeholders are people that are interested, people or organizations that are interested in your project positively or negatively. Positively or negatively, which means if you get this project to success, they have interest. If it is to failure at the same time, they have interest. And I'll give example. A stakeholders can be government officials, stakeholders can be omonile. Omonile are stakeholders. Yes, I'm serious. So stakeholders, let's say you are building a mobile app, for example. Stakeholders is Google Play because you are going to upload it to Google Play at the end of the day. Apple Store is a stakeholder in your project. Because if you take that project to Apple Store and it doesn't meet Apple Store criteria, they will send it back. But you know that these people are not primarily involved in your project, but at the end of the day, they have interest in the success or the failure of the project. That's why I want you to pay maximum attention in understanding who a stakeholder is. Let me use this class as an example. This class that we are having, one of the stakeholders is you. Every one of you are attending this class as stakeholders. Let's say I have a mentor that I'm going to go and report to at the end of the day that oh my mentor sir, I organized the first class and people we have about 10 people that turn up, they listen. Some ladies give the example of project that they've managed. You know, the success of that project is expected to be told to my mentor. You understand? They are a stakeholders in that project. Don't forget that my mentor doesn't fund the Google that I'm using right now. So it doesn't mean my mentor is the project sponsor. I want you to understand the difference. Project sponsor, they fund, they give money. That's where they are the ATM. But stakeholders are the people that are interested. Either you succeed or you fail, they are interested in it. There are more details to stakeholders. There's a class that is called full stakeholders analysis. It is not part of what we are going to do now. Maybe in future, but yeah, it's not part of what we want to do in this class. Now let's leave stakeholders. I want to believe that we understood stakeholders. If you have question, drop it. Don't forget, we are going to address every little question. Then we have team members. Who are the team members? The team members are the primary people that are working directly with you. I'm building an app. The mobile app developer, the UI UX designer, and my team member in making sure I succeed in that building an app. I am executing a house project. The bricklayer, the electrical engineer, the structural engineer, the site engineer, they are my team members. Then we now have the clients. Now, I want you to pay attention here too. The way you pay attention on stakeholders. Clients can be confusing. Sometimes clients can mean the sponsor, but it's not the sponsor. And I'll give you an example. Maybe I'm building an application that can allow everybody in Ilorin to come on the app and probably uh, maybe I don't know, maybe do something, maybe register for anything, for something. But I'm the one that come up with the idea of that app. Okay, maybe for a class to be organized, they have to register, people have to register there. I come up with that app. When that app is built, I come up with that app and I'm paying people money to build it. But at the end of the day, when it is built, I'm not the one that will use it. The people that will use it are the clients. But I, in this place, am a project sponsor that fund the development of that particular application. I will give you another example. In Ilorin now, along the GRA area, they built some big infrastructure like the IRS building. At the end of that building, the primary sponsor is the government. Government is the one funding this building. Once that building is completely built, government are not the only people that will be using it. So government is the sponsor, but the people are the clients. I want to believe you are getting me. I want to believe that I'm not talking to myself. Please, if you are getting me, give me a thumbs up. I'm waiting for a thumbs up. Anyway, good. Thank you so much. So stakeholders are different from sponsors. Sponsors are different from clients. Clients are like the user. We can build the app finish. Let us assume we build, okay, for example, I recently I was getting to know that Item 7 now have an application that you can order on their app. Item 7 is the sponsor. They sponsor the app. You that you are using it as the user. Who are the stakeholders? Item 7 workers, Item 7 board of advisory are the stakeholders. Who are the team members? The people that actually build it. The people that get their hands dirty are the team members. Let's move on. Yes, this is where there is good news for everybody on this call. The good news is that transferable skills are in project management. What do we mean by transferable skills? It's simple English, transferable, what you can transfer, your skills that you can transfer. So, whatever you are doing currently now, in the form everybody filled, I observed that there are some people that are not technical, they are software developers, some are designers, some are students. Whatsoever skills that you have right now can be transferred into project management and can be used, it can be of good use in project management. When I was writing personalized emails to all of us, to some students, I told them that the skills that I already have in making sure that they meet up with classes, they meet up with projects are transferable skills for them. I took my time to write personalized email. I said it and I meant it. So you may already have skills that makes you a great project manager. Maybe you know how to communicate to people. You know how to give direction. You know how to tell them what is wrong. For example, there is someone that I know so much that if I want to get the latest updates going on around me, if I go and meet that person, I'm going to have their details. And there's someone that I know that if there is chaos in around us in the environment, that person can make sure that everybody calm down. That's a leadership spirit. That's a leadership skill. You can bring it into project management. Whatsoever skills you have right now can be useful in project management. Your communication, your time management, your leadership skill, your critical thinking. Some people can overthink. Social media will call them overthinkers. If you are an overthinker, you have a transferable skills. That's really funny, but yeah, it's the truth. Trust me. If you think a lot, you know how to think. You can be thinking of what will happen tomorrow. Yes, you have a transferable skill. I do the same thing. For example, now, I already know what my team member can complain about on Monday. It's already in my head now. Once I finish this class, I want to go and quickly solve it so that they can get it on Monday. And that's another good thing about project management. Project management, your work is not 9 to 5, your work is anytime. And your free time is also anytime. When other team members are working 9 to 5, I might be in my house and I'm sleeping because I've provided everything they need for them. That is my job. Now that all of them are on weekend, I'm already thinking of how to provide whatever they need to on Monday to them now. That is my job. It's taking ownership, taking responsibility. So what is this slide trying to teach us? It's trying to teach us that your current role, wherever you are, you can bring it into project management. And that will be one of the first role that will set you higher for you to achieve excellence in project management. Let's move on. Now, another good news that people are not saying is that project managers are in demand. The world needs you. Everyone on this call, the world needs you. Project manager are in demand. I'm going to send a link to this chat. Maybe I'll drop it in our WhatsApp community. You guys should go and read it yourself. There is something called PMI. PMI is the Project Management Institute. They govern the world, the project management in all the world, all the project manager in the world, from United States to Nigeria. I have their certificates, I have their license, I have their ID card. I have PMI ID card. It doesn't mean that if you don't have the license, you cannot cooperate, you cannot work. No, 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 you can work. But if you have the license, you are recognized all over the world. As I'm speaking to you, I'm one of the recognized project managers all over the world because I have these people certificate. Now, these people now run a research. They get to know that the world we need project managers. They report that what we need about 25 million new project professionals. When they say project professionals, they are still referring to project managers. It will be needed globally by 2030. And that by 2030, it might be like approximately 2.3 million by 2035. Last time I checked the date, today is January 31, 2006, which means in 4 years' time, they will need about 2.3 millions of project managers. I started this class by saying that your LinkedIn job that you are applying for, that it seems like it's failing, is because you are applying wrongly, or you are one or two factors are limiting you. There is job out there. There is need out there. In fact, recently I was discussing with one of my friends in a private close circle that I am. I was telling them that skill issue is more than people that are looking for a job. People that do not have the skill, they are more than people that are looking for that job. So which means project manager is in demand. Let me give you a link that you can use to check yourself. I'm going to drop the link in this chat in our group chat right now. I'm going to drop it now. I'm looking for a group chat again. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop it. Okay. I just drop it. So these details I'm telling you that project manager are in demand, you will read it yourself in that link. Anyway, don't get the class distracted. Let's go back to what we are doing, and well, at the end of this class, you can take your time to check it. Okay, now, why are project managers in demand? Why do you think they need project managers? It's because growth for tech. If you look at the tech ecosystem, it's actually expanding. Forget about AI. Yes, AI is taking the world, but people are building that AI, and the building is a project. There's someone that is needed to manage the building of that AI. That's where you comes in. There is construction, there is startup, there is chaos within the coordination. Every time, every day, we'll be seeing men like, you listen to me, you listen to me. Someone and someone are fighting over a project. Your work step in as a project manager to settle the chaos. That's part of a blocker. You remove it. You are needed. That's the emphasis. You are very, very needed. Every organization run project. If you see an organization starting today, they are running a project. So the global demand is high, and that is where you are needed. So if you are in this class right now, you are not wasting your time. You are having a good time here because you know that the world needs the skill you are gaining. So that is it. Project managers are needed. Project managers are needed, and I want you to step in. You already have the mindset of who a project manager is, and you can step in. Let's proceed. So your project management journey starts now. I use this screenshot in the email I sent to us today because I want you to know that you don't need experience to get started. I also started without an experience. Although I have a technical experience when I start, and that's the reason why it looks like I'm a project manager for the technical people. But if I have another project to handle today, I will handle it perfectly. I will handle it clearly and perfectly. So just look at yourself as someone that is leading a team. Look at yourself as someone that is delivering impact, someone that is trusted. I was explaining to you how people really trust me in the work I do. Look at yourself with someone that is trusted with important initiatives. People can come and meet you. People can trust you that my project will not fail. My project will get done. There's nothing like we pay the developer and he didn't do the project and he ran away. They know that if they go through a project manager, it's going to get done. I want you to start seeing yourself like that. I guess this is where we are going to stop today. But yeah, before we could do that, we are going to confirm one or two things. Do you have questions? Your questions are welcome. But before we go back to the questions, I want us to check a few things. We started by doing some outline of what we want to gain. Let's check if we actually gain it. So as I'm saying it from number one to the last number, if we gain it, give me a thumbs up. If we did not gain it, give me a thumbs down. So I can clearly explain what a project is. Can we clearly what a project is? That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. I understand what project management involves. Do we understand what project management involves? That is very good. I know what a project manager does daily. Do we know? That is very good. That's very good. I can identify key project roles like the project manager, the sponsor, the team, the stakeholders, and the client. And I want to believe that we can also differentiate them. You will not mix the client with the sponsor, and you will not mix the sponsor with the stakeholders. Good. I understand why project fails without proper management. Do you understand why project fails? Very good. I know why PMs are valuable and in demand. Do you know why the world will be needing about 2.3 million project managers in 2023 and 2030? Yes. And now, I am curious and motivated to learn more about project management. Do you think you still want to know more about project management? Do you think you want to know more project management contains? Oh my God, this is really making me happy. That's good. It's fulfilling to know that you are not been talking to yourself. You've been talking to people, and people have been listening. That is very good, and it makes me now. If now let me run your mindset now as a project manager. This is not part of our slide. This is me want to making. I want to make use of your mind now. If this class is a project, today's class, there are 31 of January. If it is a project and I want to check if I achieve the project, what are the things I'm going to use to check? Is to confirm that the people that I taught on this meeting, do they understand? And from the checklist that we have, the fact that I'm getting more thumbs up means everybody understands. That is the success criteria of my project. That means I achieve the aim of the project. And don't forget that a project is something that have an end goal, an end result. Good, very good. Very good. So thank you all. I guess this is where it all ends. Before we talk about our next class, let's have some questions. If you have questions, raise up your hand or probably drop it in the chat. I'm going to go to the chat now to check questions. Let me check questions. I want to check out questions. Where is this chat? Chat should come now. Okay, I'm seeing someone and okay, how do I decide the right timeline for a project when I'm UST starting? I don't know what the person mean by UST. That's Fashola Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you can raise up your hand and say the question. You can mute yourself and say the question. When I'm probably the person mean when I'm just starting. When I'm just starting out as someone with little experience in project management. Like how to estimate the time accurately. Yes. Elizabeth, do you want to give more context or I should go ahead and answer you? If you want to give more context or mute your mic, if you don't want to, give me a thumbs up that I should go ahead and answer you. I mean, when I'm just starting, yes. All right, let me give you an answer, Elizabeth. One, there are a lot of ways to determine timeline. It's not part of this class, but yet I'm going to explain it because I like questions. And I will explain it with a scenario. If you are given a project to handle, the person that is giving you a project might give you a timeline of this is the time I want to get it done. That's the timeline you are working with. It means whatsoever resources you are going to be getting will be resources that can cover up the success of the project within the time the person is giving you. If the person is not giving you a time, the resources available, perhaps budget, can determine the time you choose. If that is not the factor, maybe there is enough budget, there is enough resources, government factor, government policies can be the factor to what you are using to determine your time. Let's assume all factors remain constant. All factors remain constant. You can move at your speed, making sure that you set a timeline and you achieve it. So how do you set a timeline now? You set a timeline by the project owner timeline. You set a timeline based on the resources. You set a timeline based on the team member that you have. You set timeline based on the government policies, and you set timeline based on flexibility. If I answer your question, please let me know. Have I been able to answer your question? Thank you. Thank you, Fashola. Thank you. That means I answer your question. Any other question? Okay. Sounds like people really care. Okay, I'm seeing Anna. Yes. Um, Miss Miriam. I saw Miriam. Please go ahead. Your microphone is muted as speaking. Good evening. I sincerely like your question. Oh my God, I like it. And I'm seeing two more questions in the chat. But let me answer yours first before I go to the two. Let's assume you are given a project and you want to determine the timeline. The timeline is best determined, emphasis on best determined with the people that work on it. Don't just choose a timeline and put your team under pressure. Don't forget what we said that you are not boss over your team, you are only leading them. So to get precise timeline based on resources, you can bring your team together and be like, okay, um, Miss Miriam, you are our backend engineer. Mr. Bita, you are a front-end engineer. When do you think it's going to cost us to get this project done? Now, if your people are saying 1 month, 2 months is going to cost us, you as project manager should calculate 2 months and 2 weeks. The 2 weeks you are adding is something we call buffer in project management environment. See, the thing is that I can't teach everything in this our free class, but trust me, I will not hold anything back. As long as you ask me, I will explain it. When I say I can't teach everything, I'm referring to time and other things. But I will always answer any question, even if that question is not in the scope of our class. So it is proper and best, emphasis on best, to sit your team down and discuss if a project can be done at a particular time. So let's now assume that when you are telling your team or asking your team when we can finish the project, the time your team is giving you is longer than the time the client wants it to be done. There's something you can do. There's something in project management that we call trip constraints. Oh my God, I don't plan to cheat this tonight, but yeah, let's go. I want to share my full screen. So once I'm searching online, you will be seeing what I'm searching. I want to share my full screen now. There's something called project triple constraints. Triple constraints. Triple constraints. Yes, triple constraint in project management. Yes, this image. You guys have been you've been taking advanced class. Oh yeah, let's go. I like it. Let's go. I like mind. I like curiosity mind. I like curious mind. Let's open this image in new tab so I can see it very well. Open image in new tab. So in triple constraints in project management, triple constraint simply means that there are triple factor. There are some factors that can affect what we do as a project manager. Okay, so look at it. The factor are cost, quality, cost, scope, and time. Forget about quality. Quality is an advanced thing itself. Yeah, but ignore it. Just focus on cost, scope, and time. So if you want to decide time, if someone need a tight time, like they want something to be done quickly, it can affect this cost or it will affect the scope. So this triple constraint is they work together so much that if one of them is affected, the other one will be affected. So what do I mean in regard to your question now? Your client wants you to finish a project in 1 month, but your team member, which is your team member now, they belong to this cost. What it will cost you to finish that project? They are telling you that that project can only be done in 3 months. Perhaps you can tell your client that let's increase the cost to have more hands on this project so that it can be achieved in 1 month. Am I communicating? Thumbs up if I'm good. So now your client wants it done quickly, but your team effort cannot do it quickly. Then you have to increase your team effort. If your client doesn't have the money to increase your team effort, then you have to reduce the scope. What is the scope? The scope is the success criteria of that project. Let me use my big house and big kitchen, for example. When my client is saying, maybe when I'm telling my project manager that give me a big kitchen because my wife like a big kitchen. Now, maybe my project manager will not come and meet me that if you need a big kitchen, we have to increase the number of structural engineers in this project so that they can start working on it. And maybe me as a client, I don't want to spend enough money as a sponsor. I don't want to spend a lot of money on the kitchen. I was like, okay, see, I can't spend money. Oh, I can go back to them and find out if you can't spend money, should we reduce the size of the kitchen? Know now that the time has been affected. I mean, the cost has been affected because the time is being affected. So each of these constraints work together in alignment. If one is reduced, it can affect other being reduced or increased. If one is increased, it can affect other being increased or reduced. I want to believe I answer your question. Do I answer? Thank you, thank you. Now let's go back to our presentation. So I'm seeing Miss Tabitha and let me take your question before I go to the chat. Miss Tabitha. Sorry about this, Miss Tabitha. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I was explaining the reason why project managers are very needed in our environment. I was telling you that